Absolutely horrifying. Okay. Today is September 4th, 2022. Look at how grotesque my body is still. Excuse me. I hope everybody's doing well. I don't really wait for people to get on the lives. I just expect if you need to talk to me, you'll talk to me. If you need to ask me questions, you'll ask me questions. I'm not really sure exactly who I talk to in all of these. If it's actually people globally or if it's just you guys fucking with me again. Why is that? Thank you. You're beautiful too. That's very sweet of you. It's mostly when my titties be out. People really like that. They like that stuff. I don't know what it is. Dem titties. Thank you. My hair was better looking earlier, but it's starting to curl because it's raining out. So I tried to straighten a little bit with the new tool that I'd gotten. It's a brush with the... Aw. I would give you hugs too, except my boobs are all really, really hard. And it's painful. So I was sitting in my car earlier. Thank you. I am feeling a little bit better. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to try to convey my day. People are probably thinking that I'm acting manically because I'm not acting manic, which is weird. I don't understand you. I did take some pictures and put them on Instagram of what I looked like earlier after I showered. I just put on that outfit when I met the dude, December 4th. And then I'd done it like at 5 months along or something to see how it fit. And it was very snug. I could not button it across the front. That's how it came out. It was just, I'm very large right now. Just everything is bigger than it was 9 months ago. But I weighed in at 171 this morning, 171 pounds. And that was at one of the weighted scales or whatever. The calibrated ones. Or the manual one. So, a dog show? Dog show. That's why I know so much about dogs. I love them too much. That's funny. Literally love them. I'm just playing. It doesn't happen like all the time. It's just so poodle. The one that was decapitated. So I knew. I was like, man, you know my deepest, darkest secrets. I better just be honest all the time. I better just expose the truth constantly. Thank you. I don't know about beautiful. I think it's mostly because I put a little bit of makeup on. When I put a little makeup on, people can't tell I've been crying. People can't tell that my life is a mess because I look like a decent human being. I don't really want to go to court. Although my mother sent me a message saying that my dad and she would go with me and to stand with me to try to keep me out of jail at the very least. But then that makes me look bad because I'm like, why am I taking help from people that I talk shit about because it's the truth? I can't help it. I disclose everybody's problems and then I'm like, I get in trouble and I'm like, why? I'm just stating the facts. And either you want to help me and love me or you don't. And that's okay too. So, yes, I'm a monster. You created a monster. So, I wish I could work out my arms, but I've just sort of still been tired. This is really bothering me. The skin that I have on this one arm is like really bothering me. If only I could be perfect again. If only. I'm 35 years old, and I bet people really young think that I'm around their age. If I cover any of this, any of my flaws, people are crazy. I am old looking. I think I look like a grandma, especially with my short curly hair. Like I'm wearing grandma style hair. That's funny. That's funny! So, earlier, I know. He'll know. My son will understand if there was like a discrepancy as to why I wasn't around him. And that's really sad. Oh, I love you. I'm sorry that you have HIV. That must be really rough. I wonder why they gave me 3 tests for HIV. I was very concerned about that. Now thinking back, what if one of these dudes had it and I just didn't catch it? And what the fuck? Whoa. Whoa. I don't know about that. I was horrified earlier just thinking about that. And I don't mean to say that like, you know, oh, you're infected and whatever, but, and I've helped people out when they're still infected, just didn't care if my blood got mixed with theirs. But you do what you do, and some people harass others like that, but there's got to be some way of helping individuals. I know that it gets rough because when you're promiscuous, and even if you're not, and if that's like the one thing that you're just gonna yeah, I'm trying to avoid all my sins now. Like what? Breathing? I'll stop for you. I'll stop. I'll make it end. Let's see. Aw. Yeah, nobody can use your past against you. And like moving forward is the best thing. Aw, great looking babies. Aw. I wonder if they could like remove that part of your DNA, like the contamination, to be able to produce offspring that was healthy. I'm sure that's possible. Interesting. Yeah, that's what I thought too, that inevitably my kids will just see the videos and they'll realize how much I cared about them. And there's nothing I can do. I'm not going to sit there and fight the system to, I love you too. My mom, she said that I was cool. Like she sent me a message and I was like, that's nice. That made me feel good. So I don't know. You know, I might talk to her about what had happened, and I don't know. I don't really want her to show up to court though, or my dad. I just want to be there by myself because, I don't know. I don't want to burden anyone for one. And then the other thing is that I just feel like they need to do what they gotta do. And hopefully they understand by now that I'm not the issue. Please stop fucking with me. I didn't go around doing crazy shit. I just don't understand it. I don't. Now I'm doing crazy shit. Fuck. Who wouldn't? You go through so much trauma, you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, keep abusing me. Like, at some point you're gonna at least voice your opinion. Jesus. And even if you get your throat slit. That's what I'm looking for. I want you to choke me to fucking death. That would be nice. I would never want the child back after we didn't have enough time to bond. It just doesn't seem right to me. It doesn't. I just don't understand it. I know that sounds crazy, but he didn't suckle at my breast. So that's so sad because I'm like, I can't do it. I just can't. If he were breastfeeding, that would be one thing. Then it would make me feel like I had a purpose, but then to bottle feed him, it would be a complete just disgrace on my end, you know? Just so disgraceful that I would have to have a bottle to feed my child because I was inadequate during the time of his birth. What are you talking about, neglect? I had him for 8 hours and all he did was lay there with my titty. The fuck is wrong with you? People are crazy. My God. Oh my God. And then I changed him. At least I got the opportunity to change him once before you guys fucking destroyed him. Fucking contaminated him with your filthy fucking hands. No thanks. He was so cute. And I saw some kids too earlier. I was like, oh my God, you're so cute. And people were walking around with strollers and everything. I'm like, and I thought prior to the pandemic, I was like, I would never have a baby during the pandemic. Fuck all that noise. I have no money to take care of it. I have no money to keep it safe. And what if the world came to a fucking end? I would never be able to live with myself because of the fucking pain that the child would have to sustain during the end of times. Fuck that. Let's see here. I know. I try not to listen to the low vibration anymore. I feel much better. Like now that I pooped out the baby, I feel like I have no anxiety whatsoever. It's so weird. I have like no need to seek anymore. Like I guess what I was doing was seeking for the baby, and now it's like, okay, I'm fine. I'm by myself again, and everything and anything can be taken from you at any time, so might as well give it up before you had it. A lot of times it's just better not to even partake. So that's why when they took him away immediately, it was so easy for me to just like, few hours, few days, meh, I'm all right. You needed a baby. Well, I guess I had to feed into the system somehow. I wasn't giving you any work. So there was my 9 months of work plus some. So he was very healthy. He was very cute. I took really good care of him. So what the fuck are they talking about with neglect? Weed was not neglect. I hope he's with his dad. Fuck it. Why would I thought earlier today, you know, prior to me relaxing, prior to me eating, all right? I had worked out a little bit, did that photo shoot, and then I was thinking to myself, I would do anything, even be with that piece of shit, just to see my baby again. You know? That's exactly what I thought. I thought I would do anything, even if he was like a piece of shit. And then I thought, fuck no. I was like, wait a second, sober up, bitch. This motherfucker left you for fucking dead after he injected you with it, and then you had to fall in love with it, and then it got removed. That is the craziest fucking shit. You should hate him for the rest of his fucking life because he never made amends. He never stood up to the fucking plate, and he was fucking, you know, what is that? He was out before the game even fucking started. So, I don't know. To me, I feel like, no, bitch, sober the fuck up. And that's why earlier I was thinking, I was like, oh my God, I'm probably going to show up and try to keep the baby. You know, I was thinking delusionally for a second. How the fuck am I going to keep a fucking baby? I have nowhere to put it. The fuck? I thought I was leaking a little bit earlier, but I doubt he's in chat right now. December 4th. Thank you so much. I did take great care of him. He was a little cutie. I liked him a lot. He was a cutie. I'm sure he'll be fine. He'll be adequate, but that doesn't mean that the child will get everything he needs, because when he was removed from the mother, that's going to be a huge fucking issue for him. Eventually, he's going to be like, holy shit, what happened? My mom wanted me. Yep. The kids will be fucked up. Let's see here. Yeah, he does. That man has other children and he doesn't take care of them. Why would I have assumed he would actually care about me? I thought for a moment that it was his sort of like karma to deal with me, so that it would make him realize what he had done prior and make some attempts to seek forgiveness or penance. But that was not what happened. He was in denial, and he's very selfish. He's a narcissist. So, and that's very sad, because that means that the bloodline's going to run to his son. And I worried, because I was like, oh my God, he's not going to be there to suckle. Well then, oh well. No, they didn't really resemble each other at birth. She was a lot more feminine, I guess, looking, and he was more like me looking. So I guess things turned out well. Hopefully she'll be a cutie. And he'll be a cutie too in his own right. And I'm worried if he looks like me. I don't know. Anybody would want it to disappear. You have no idea how fucking weird it is for something to be growing in your body and you didn't ask for it. It's fucking alien right there. The fuck? Of course I was confused. Anybody would want to hurt themselves when they're confined. There was no reason to confine me. There was no reason whatsoever, and I act out toward my body when that happens. Sorry. Plus, I really was having trouble breathing, and that the ribs, they're starting to go back down. But when he was getting larger in me, it was spreading out, and the pain from that was really hard to bear. I had to put pressure on my ribs a lot of times to stabilize my breathing. He had a lot of fluid in his sack, though, I guess. His sack. That's funny. Oh, yeah, people keep saying something about the moderator and being kicked off and blocked. I don't know. I didn't choose the moderator, and I just don't care. You guys do what you do. Have your little battles. Make no sense when you make no sense. But I'm not going to argue with fools. Let's see. If I had a yard, it would be filled with dead bodies. By now. By now. I'm an adult. I know what causes pregnancy. Rape doesn't cause pregnancy to me. I mean, it does, obviously. It's still sex. I get that. What I didn't expect was to have it happen with such a piece of shit asshole, motherfucker, that, I don't know, is a piece of scum. And then his son's gonna find out, and his son's gonna be so ashamed of him. And then he's gonna want to hate his fucking name. And then it's all gonna come full circle because everybody knew the psychological repercussions because they couldn't hold a fucking man accountable when they needed to within a 9-month time frame. Instead, they harassed the woman because she was more submissive, because she was more compliant, because it was easier to subtract her from the equation than it was to alter anything else for anyone. Interesting. Interesting. Yet I tried to get my story out there before anybody could just hit the delete button. And that's why I tried to notify my family. I tried to notify any friends that I might have had. I tried to leave tracks and traces of whomever and whatever I was so that I knew you couldn't just snuff me out. Just get rid of me so easily. Discard me like a piece of trash. Even though I am a piece of trash. I understand that. But, let's see. Get over yourself. Show up at my house. Okay, what? Okay, I guess you're talking to someone else. Or maybe, let me look at your... Okay, let's see. Why am I supposed to say that he's innocent of having penetrated me while I was sleeping? That makes no sense. And if I have to stand up in court and plead just no contest and they find me guilty, you're going to fucking hell. You're going to fucking hell. I didn't lead him on. I didn't have these that day. All right? Wasn't trying to get anything out of him like that. And if you sit there and say he's fucking innocent, he's technically not. Do I want to see him in jail? No, not really. Do I want to see him scared shitless? Yes, of course. You don't do that to girls like me. I'm very sensitive and I'm very cautious. So the fact that all of that happened, what the fuck? That's inappropriate. And yes, I was sleeping, motherfucker. He shouldn't have touched me whatsoever in the middle of the night. That is not how you fucking handle a lady. He shouldn't have touched me whatsoever. So even if there is a video of it, he shouldn't have touched my hand at all and put it on his crotch. So I pulled it away, thinking that was the end of it. And then I was scared and I froze and I detached. I couldn't deal with it. He had already gone through with too much. It was sad. And then by the time I fully woke up, he was already finished. Why? Because it only took him a couple minutes. Because men are like that. They're disgusting. It doesn't matter if he's convicted or not. People know men are disgusting, and that's why everyone wants to hide it, because they're like, oh no, that's so many skeletons in my own closet. Why would I want anybody to know? Bitch, please. Jacking off to everyone. 11 murdered dogs. How many is it now? Did you count them up? Did you go find the bodies? Did you find the bodies? Did you dig them up? Let's see. You filed a false rep report, Class D felony. I didn't file a false report. So if they want to take it to the extreme to put me in prison, then I'm pretty sure they're going to fucking hell on earth. I didn't want sex with anybody. There's no reason to have had sex with them. Their teeth were disgusting. I had started wising up about all that, and I realized if they couldn't manage their teeth daily, then they couldn't manage me. The baby said, they said that they were going to name the baby. They said all they needed was that information. So if they didn't file it, then you know damn well that's why I disclosed that as my proof. I filled that paperwork out. I showed it. I disclosed it. So what are you trying to say? You trying to say that I can't name my baby that? You trying to say that, oh, because I disclosed it publicly? No, you can't do that shit. It doesn't matter. There are plenty of people out there that do that. And they know. It shouldn't be a hindrance to anything or anyone. People are crazy. Safe. Getting psychological trauma from all of this, from not being able to breastfeed. Safe. Wow. People are so retarded. They really are dumb. I'm not trying to do anything to make my breasts stop swelling or to stop the milk flow. I'm still hopeful that I still have a baby. But that's just part of my stupid mind thinking. That's my primitive mind thinking that people are going to do right by the situation and people are going to offer back the things that I need to sustain myself also emotionally and psychologically. But then I realized, don't care for anything, because the moment you do care for things, then they're ripped away, because anything and everything is a tool to control you. And that's exactly what it was. They couldn't control me in any other way. What did they have to play with? The one thing that I found most valuable, the time and effort that I placed into raising that child, or, you know, conceiving that child and developing it and keeping it as safe as I could away from even my crazy thoughts, which I did a really good job. I did. I have to say, after all the stress, though, of getting assaulted by my brother, I couldn't handle it. I was like, you motherfucker, I want to claw your fucking eyes out. I just wanted to stab him to death. Like, that's how badly I have to get away from situations, because I'm like, I'm so fucking pissed. One of these days I'm going to snap, and these fucking cutting boards, or, you know, the fucking, oh my God, I swear to Christ, these motherfuckers, and they get away with it. They get away with murder. And it's like, why are you making me want to fucking kill you? Quit abusing me. You know? It's about the physical stuff mostly too, and the sexual. Whoa, that shit gets to me really badly. I want to kill somebody. That's why I go on my fucking stalking sprees. And people are like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You know what I'm talking about. So, But then it's like, but we couldn't actually have any video or whatever evidence. No, I suppose not. You need proof, don't you? That's why you need eyewitness accounts. Isn't that right? A good family. There's no such thing as good and bad, just so you know. More than likely, they're still going to abuse him and they don't even realize it. Truth. Yes, he is in the legal system, where he'll sit and where he'll wait for one of us to come around to claim him. And hopefully it'll be his father. Hopefully they make him own up to it. Because I didn't do it. It was you that did that. You put it in me. And that's why I deal with it as best I can and go and dance out my emotions and stuff and do yoga instead of trying to stalk somebody and trying to kill him in his fucking sleep. Just saying, but not saying, you know? What? She said because she has her card, she can smoke whenever, but it clearly states that you're pregnant, you cannot smoke. In order to save my life, in order to save it, salvage it, make sure that I didn't commit suicide, I needed that medication. So there's a stipulation there. I had a very high-risk pregnancy. They can't denounce that I needed that for my psychological well-being. They wanted to put me on pharmaceuticals, which would have altered his chemistry while developing. Now, I understand that there are some adverse effects due to the marijuana, but the THC is natural within us. So that heightened state can't be as bad as some of these pharmaceuticals that are man-made with all these artificial substances. So I tried to avoid a lot. That's a very healthy baby you have there, so I hope you guys take care of him well. And I'm really glad, because I don't have to be placing effort into it. I'm going to act exactly how a man would, and that would be to detach. That would be to walk forward, move forward. Yeah, I got a kid somewhere out there. That's just how it goes. You know, bitch got to take care of it. So, I'm sorry, what? Disrespectful pieces of fucking cum dumpsters. So anyway, let's see here. Let's see here. Anything relevant? Oh my god, you guys talk so much. How many of there are you? Are you even real? What? Try birth control. You don't have to try birth control if you're being celibate, like I was. Well, I was abstaining from sex. I shouldn't be forced to be on any birth control. That alters your chemistry. It's not good for women. But also, too, I believe in it because there's going to be a lot of rape going on and no ability to abort the babies. And this is the case in point right here. If you don't want a baby, then you might want to get the shot or something like that right now, because these men are going to go fucking haywire, just fucking raping and shit. I'm telling you. If this happened from a military dude, they're just going to allow all kinds of stuff going on for a while because they need to repopulate. I don't know why. I mean, I understand the energy flow, but it seems kind of absurd that it happened to me in general. I had thought that you were better than that. But let's see here. Let's see here. I am not going to court for him, probably. And I'm not even, like, in a heightened state anymore of aggression or vengeance or any of that. I'm just very passive, very peaceful about it. Stop laying around with random men. I actually don't have any intentions of doing that. Otherwise, I would have already started up another dating app, because I'd be looking fine enough to fuck anyway right now. Why didn't I bother to go to court? Because they started this shit in the first place. And I'm not going to fight for something that they're calling bullshit on, alright? You can keep him. There's no reason that it'll just be another male in the system that you can be held accountable for later. So I don't know what to tell you. I guess maybe I would have tried a little bit harder had it been a female, but he was a boy and he was like his dad. And unfortunately, he needs to be held accountable for his own sins, which is his conception. Babies are sinful too in that way. They chose to come through my vessel, and I didn't choose for him to. So that's a violation of my body. I don't know what you're saying. In some cultures, it's completely acceptable to believe that. So you're not understanding from my perspective, because I believe in a lot from different cultures, different ethnicities. So the way my belief system is, you can't sit there and denounce it. That would be illegal due to our rights. So that's why I keep calling bullshit on their bullshit. No, I didn't put any father on there. He doesn't have a father. So, oh, I don't know about the DNA test. I figured since December 4th's name was written on there, that it's his baby. Like, they would have found out. Otherwise, his name wouldn't have even been written on that court proceeding. So, I'm assuming that's how they play the game. That was my only hint as to who the father really is. So, yeah, I didn't have weed when I punched my stomach. So, you gotta hold them accountable for keeping me detained for no goddamn reason. Flipping the fuck out. Don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah. He's not having any withdrawals. I don't know who was tested for the baby. He was the December 4th was listed on the paperwork, but I really don't know. Honestly, I didn't care. I had just assumed it was closer to that one date, and just, that's why I only harassed him. Well, that's good. If December 4th is finally opening up about his side of the story, I can't wait to hear about it. I mean, I can't wait to hear what his description of the events were. That would be wonderful. And I probably wouldn't seek it out, but that's pretty hilarious. What's done is done. And this shit will be done by September 20th. The rest of my bullshit will be done, and I won't have to deal with this anymore. So that tiny bit of you know, that tiny twinge of wanting to have emotions for the father, that's irrational. There's no reason to think with my heart anymore, because I've already been violated so much. I have to think with my head, finally. Yeah, I know the poor baby's gonna have a lot of issues. That is very sad, actually. I feel really bad for some people. I mean, why would they take him away immediately after just because they were informed to? And you're cursed. I mean, whoa. Hold on. Did you not see what the fuck was going on in front of you? You just took orders? You just took the commands and did what you had to do without regarding anybody else around you but yourself because you were worried about what was going to be stolen from you? That's why I don't play games. I'm like, take it. Fine. You want to take it? Okay. There you go. Need some limbs? Here you go. You want a booby? Here you go. Like, well, I don't know what to tell you. People are weird. That your body is a gift. And I was saying, the reason why I labeled this that is because I feel so much better now that I have my body to myself again. I feel like I could just run a marathon right now. I feel amazing. I don't know what it is. I feel like because I started eating a lot of fresh produce while I got out and being active, making sure I was mobile, making sure I was not just sort of sitting around, even talking like this. I knew I did a lot of hours of that, especially while pregnant. I was exhausted, very tired and scared, and constantly worried about a home. And then I realized there's no need to worry. There's no need to worry. I have plenty to myself, and since they took the baby, it's now no longer my obligation, and I'm going to treat this as if a man would treat this and not deal with it, you know? Most men just walk away, and that's how I'm going to deal with it. So, let's see here. Let's see. I chose to have the baby because I didn't think about overdrafting my account. I was very selfish because for me, I always back up when a man is being stupid because men are going to naturally act stupid, and I should have known better. I should have known better than to believe his lies. So I do hold myself accountable for that. I'm not denouncing that it was my mistake to think that he was genuine and being honest. That's why I cried for so many hours about that, because I knew. Why didn't I get fixed before leaving the hospital? Maybe they want me to procreate again, which I don't know. I don't want to conceive again, it's horrifying when you don't have the right partner and when you're not being, comforted in some way. But then again, not everyone gets that. So I figured I'll take one for the team, and then they'll have what they need. If that's what you wanted was the baby, that's fine. I offer myself as tribute, and since you have whatever plans in store for whatever is going on, I'll sacrifice my love for him by giving you what you want, the child. There's no reason for me to fight or to question why this happened. There's no reason for me to argue. So, cleavage. Yeah, I should have just gotten the plan B. I should have just saved everyone the hardship of having to endure the lack of family support and everything. I do not want to get pregnant anytime soon. I loved that child very much, actually. I loved him very much. He was a cutie. He was a cutie booty. I wiped his booty, but I didn't even get to look at him fully. I didn't get to see, all of him. I saw him naked, obviously, but I was like, whoa, your little feet are weird and shaped inward, because he was, oh my God. I didn't have enough time to get in every detail, That's what bothered me about it, because I couldn't, visualize and capture everything with my own eyes, every tiny detail or flaw that he might have. And he didn't seem like he had many flaws. He was just so perfect. I was so shocked. Even his little tiny bruised nose from being forced out so quickly, it went away really well. And I was just staring at the little pores on the little pimply things on his face, just recognizing and memorizing every portion of his face, just in case they tried to snatch him up and take him away and bring me back something else, I was like, no, I'm going to make sure I capture this, make sure it imprints in my brain. Actually, I'm not sad about it. My mom was saying something about giving me a hug and stuff, and I was like, I'm actually doing really well. I don't know why people were so concerned. And also the bleeding has subsided to the point where it's more like a menstrual cycle, that it's just a moderate bleeding. It's not painful at all. I've been keeping it clean and washing it up daily and changing out my pads and everything. I'm not that naive. I know how to take care of myself. It's just sometimes I detach, and sometimes I cannot take care of myself because of heightened stress. And they've witnessed that. They know that. It takes me a few days to get back on my feet sometimes. And a lot of times I need a little boost, a little help here and there, because I need to recognize that I'm still a human being and need to do things, or I need to function, or I need to put effort into some things because I'm in denial that this is a reality. There's just what the hell? Let's see here. Oh, goodness. You guys text a lot here. And then all at once. And then I gotta go back, and I'm like, oh my God. Nice to meet anybody new. It's nice to see if there's nice people on here too. You're a bad mom. Oh, you're a bad mother. You're terrible. My doctor, he's doing okay. He texted me congratulations, and I told him what had happened, and he was like, hugs. And I was like, thanks. That's nice. He is the trash baby, though. His father left him for dead, left him as trash, discarded waste. So it's the same concept. I don't see why anybody thinks any different. That's a trash baby. Let's see here. He was so perfect. He was so cute. I wish I could have taken video of his little feet moving and stuff. Oh my God, he was so cute. I get aggressive and I say a lot of things that might sound nonsensical because I'm in a heated state and very aggressive. That doesn't mean that a majority of it is false. A majority of it is actually true, and people don't want to hear it because it's too absurd to be reality. It's too obnoxious and too weird and too uncommon for people to want to see as truth and fact. So I'm actually feeling so much better though, because I realize that now I can finally like be at peace. Now that you have your prize, now I can be at rest. Like, oof, do not force me to have to deal with that anymore, because that would be torment. He's already away from my breast, and the pain of not being able to breastfeed, I got over it. I'm like, whatever, these boobs, they'll start going back to normal soon, and there's no need for me to fight for things that are dumb. Yeah, I would like to see what the DNA really says to see if I was right. That would be cool. Like on, to really verify it. And for everyone else too. And I wouldn't be ashamed if it were the other guy. I would just be like, well, doesn't matter. I'm still telling everybody the truth about the interactions. Let's see. I've been offering for weeks to help her. I don't take help from strangers a lot of times unless they really place the effort into me individually. And I think that a lot of times maybe I'm just getting away with these psychopaths just barely not murdering me, They're placing just a little too much effort to try to see me. That's pretty funny. I'll have to face the charges. Hopefully they'll just give me some type of... I hate when they incarcerate me. There's no need for it. It's worse on my mental health than anything else. And then that's like what they do because they want to make it worse. And I'm like, oh my God, do you not realize that inevitably you're going to be fucked? Quit fucking with me. Just let me be fucking calm. I already gave you your fucking prize. You have your fucking prize. You've got everyone else and then everyone believes that I'm the crazy. Whatever. Breastfeeding doesn't make you a mother per se, but it made me feel like I had an opportunity to sustain a life outside of the womb, and it was something that I was proud of. Since I wouldn't be able to do that with this child, I would never feel proud of myself, and in turn, I would feel ashamed at having to bottle feed him constantly the trash artificial shit. So, and I would blame myself for anything he would be contaminated with by it. So, yeah. I don't see what the problem is. Let me have my opinions. Well, hopefully my parents will help me stay out of prison, at the very least. Because it's absurd that they would even charge me. I am going to fight it, though. At first, I wasn't going to fight it. I thought, oh, they'll drop it. They'll be fine. They'll do what they need to. They're not, so I guess I'll have to fight it. And just be like, okay, yeah, well, I had the baby, just so you know, and this piece of shit never came back, so I'm willing to fight for that. You touched me. You should have never touched me. And this never would have happened. And this poor child wouldn't be suffering right now had you not just, kept it in your pants. Nobody was flirting with you. Nobody was wanting it from you. You should brush your teeth. December 4th and December 2nd. Life in prison. You can't get life in prison for a fucking... You're so stupid. You can't get life in prison for a fucking misdemeanor. It's really not even that. You're not even supposed to charge somebody with a falsified rape report unless you do a proper investigation, and they did not. So all of it is illegal, and there's a lot of stuff that I would be able to sue about the entire occurrence because they didn't properly handle it. I'm facing no time. If they try to put me underneath that, then I'm just going to have to use all the money that, everybody's like, oh, you know what? What you should do is put that money toward a place and try to get the baby back. And I'm like, do you realize that's not even enough money to get a down payment on a fucking apartment? And then all of a sudden, people make no sense. Are you retarded? No. I'm going to use all that money toward getting an attorney and getting the fuck off this fucking platform. You know what I'm saying? And get the fuck away from everybody and maybe countersue. Because there's no reason I should be having to rear someone's child for 18 fucking years while he wanders the fucking streets fucking everybody else in their sleep. I'm very clear about my demands. I make them known because they're not irrational. They're actually what I need in order to advance and to heal. But I haven't gotten those things, so I'm still not healed. I'm still technically disabled. I still have issues and nightmares and everything. So you can't tell me I'm not. You can't tell somebody, you don't suffer from nightmares. You don't suffer from migraines. I used to suffer from migraines years ago. Somebody was harassing me and making up some nonsense about that. First you said it was your boobs, then you said it was your head. Yeah, yesterday I had a huge fucking migraine because it was going to my head. Now I had some physical activity. I've had some water. I've had some fresh vegetables. I've had some rest. I feel great today. My boobs are just kind of rough, like hard. So I can't believe people would be like, why don't you try for the baby? I am trying for the baby. The baby can go with whomever he needs to go with. They pulled him away from my breast, remember? If I could have tried, I would have shown them. This is how I take care of a baby. I breastfeed them. I give them diapers. This is how I tend to them. I take care of it. It's my baby. Why would I want anybody else to do it? Why would I want to shove them in daycare while I'm working a job to try to pay for daycare? No, I want to take care of the baby. So if I can't, then no, I don't want the baby. I'm done. I'm not going to argue. Another baby will come along maybe. Somebody that actually loves me and actually wants to be with me. So let's see here. I know he didn't respect me enough or himself enough to brush his own goddamn teeth. All crusty as fuck. Trying to kiss up on me. People are nasty. And if that would have gone through and the donations would have gone through, I would have had a place by myself. I would have had an ability to sustain myself through the money I was getting through YouTube, but they don't want me to share my story anymore. So I'm like, I try not to, but I'm sorry, I can't be anything but honest. And if I were told what to say, then I'll say it. But then I don't like it, and I just tell people this is how it is. Let's see. I post my stuff because I have no one else to talk to, and this helps ease me just because there's something to talk at. Just something to have a discussion with. and to share what my thoughts were for the day or what my intentions are or any of it. Arousal toward children. Well, some people get aroused toward children because they have no way to disengage from that chemical that they're receiving, the dopamine that they receive by having like any interactions with children. That's actually very sad when people have that. I don't know why anybody would look at a child in that manner. I look at it and I think you need to put clothes on that kid, because there are a lot of perverts out there. I look at parts and I'm like, you need to cover those. There are plenty of crazies out there. Even the little girls with their dresses and everything. I always worried about Tara when she was a baby. I never tried to expose her little bottom or legs to anyone. I took photos. I was so proud and I posted them online like, oh my God, so cute. But even the pumpkin butts, where you take the baby's bare butt and you draw a pumpkin on it, I kind of had an issue with that because I thought that's the baby's bottom. And I don't know if they would want that shown, but then it is just your bottom. So then I thought, okay, well, that's not too bad. But I even at one point, like when I thought about that kind of stuff, I didn't want to disrespect even my own child. I feel really bad I didn't get to get photos and like all the stuff and like have him all dressed up and footprints with his name everywhere and, you know, balloons when he was born. But I got jail time instead. And sometimes that's just an omen for what's going to happen in the future, and there's nothing I can say or do. That's a protection for me to have refrained from getting attached to the child. So, an actual blessing in disguise. They said that it was neglect. I'm going to post the photos of it, of the papers that they sent me in the email, because I can't understand them for one, and then the rest of it is just nonsense, and we'll all be able to laugh at it here in a minute when I post it up. But they were both rapists. They really were. Wisconsin allows victim to file until their 36th birthday. Well, what happens if you're an elderly and you get assaulted? That doesn't make any sense. Besides, in Wisconsin, my dad stopped touching me when I was older. I was still a teenager when he was still kind of grabbing at me, and I kind of had to put him in his place. And there's no reason, like my mom said, there's no reason to file against him. There's no reason to file against anybody, really, but honestly, I should. Honestly, just to back up my fucking stories, that's actually what should be done. But I'm just such a compassionate person. I don't know what it is. I think it's just because I had Stockholm Syndrome, I'm going to be completely honest, or I fell in love with the fact that I had to be sustained. But that also is happening within this day and age anyway. So, I mean, the fact that you have to be sustained is one thing you have to understand. You have to pay in with your life. So, in order for us to be able to house and clothe and feed you, and you can't be too picky, fuck you. Fuck you, I can be picky. So, there's not a whole lot. And what am I supposed to just give it up now? This isn't even the end of times completely. So what do you just want me to give it up sooner? Just stupid asses. I hate you. Of course I'm aggressive toward that. It seems ridiculous. It seems ridiculous that you've got to be so rude about it and psychotic. No wonder you've been harming me even worse and worse because you want to prove your point. I'm thirsty. Frothing at the mouth over here. I know, you guys are so fucked up. Quit fucking with me. I keep laughing about it, but it's not funny. You guys are doing it like really nicely with me. There's been people you've done it way worse and way more aggressive to. I get that. And then you made them snap and you were like, okay, that's too much. Let's back off for this one. You know, I get that. I know. I know that there's been, that's why I just try to comfort myself in any way I possibly can. I know you don't like that. I know. I'm not stupid, but I'm trying to protect myself from you in any way possible. And if that means, like, prayers to keep you away from my mind is fucking wrong, What? What? And that's why I get away with some things, because I can do a few things to block you out, right? As I'm doing some other stuff, just sort of, you don't even realize that I'm adding everything up in my fucking head all at once. If I wanted to act out, I fucking would. But then you'd put me in your prisons here at this time, in this day and age. I don't want to be in these ones. These are not done properly yet. No thanks. You need to have more compassion. You need to stop being so mean to people. Then maybe you would have a really good outcome. And you know that. I know you're very lenient with me. That's why I thank you all the time too. You know damn well I am grateful. But how many times do I have to verbalize my gratefulness? I show you through all the things that I do. My creativity, my smiles, my, ability to want to work and work. Most people don't think I work, but yes, this is constant work, and you know that. Poof finger. I know. Gotta clean out your dookie hole. If you're not cleaning out your dookie hole, then you're not doing yourself a service in that way. Oh my God! People are gross. Somebody's like, you molested your daughter and son. Ugh. Are you okay? Are you okay? You need to sit out and you need to talk to a therapist about that. Sue my father and mother and brothers. They have no money. They have no money, and it actually was the judicial systems that caused the mischief in the first place. So it's not about suing individuals anymore. It's about suing people that are, actually have the money, which I know they say the U.S. government is in a deficit right now, but it doesn't matter. You still owe me, bitch. And that's why I don't back down, because I'm like, no, I know what you're doing. I understand. You wanted to see if I was being truthful. It's not my fault I'm just constantly kind. It's not my fault that I just constantly want to see things from other people's perspective and give them the benefit of the doubt. It's not right that I acted out during the times that I was on psychiatric medications, but then I learned. I became more considerate. I became more mindful that I had done wrong and that I should not repeat those same things. And that's why I understood that the certain aspects of my story where I was detained from things or detained for things or forced to be constrained, forced to be removed, for articles to even be withheld from me, I had to prove that I was capable of respecting and being appreciative of those things. And I am. I'm very respectful of those things. I know not to worship those things. I know not to place too much effort into those things, because everything could be lost, including your own life. So, but yeah. Let's see here. Oh my God, quit. You guys are getting really negative now. Stop it. Talking about the poodle's head and everything. Stop it. Canella doesn't need to be a part of this. Oh, I never got to see them because I kept acting out and I kept verbalizing everything, and I was supposed to keep everything hush hush, but I'm mouthing and I need to talk to somebody. That's why I kept asking you, can I just have my partner so we can just be like that, so I can be like, okay, yeah, I gotta get this off my chest. They're doing some fucked up shit right now, but it's okay. Like, I got this. But then I was like, it got overwhelming. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to do to prove to you that it is, we're worth each other's time? That person and I, that we would be good for one another. That I'm okay now. I'm not going to actually hurt them. Although I would probably want to. Because I'm sadistic, apparently. Because I wanted to get back to December 4th. And I felt like that was something I was needing this morning even. And I wanted to get back to him because of the baby. That's weird. I understand it's just a physiological change. It's just my body adjusting to being apart from these things, and that I shouldn't have that want or need or, what's the word? Sort of just a desire to want to go back to that, because it's absurd. My heart shouldn't rule over me anymore. The more often I do that, the more people walk all over me, and then I end up sad later. And I end up all messed up, and then nobody is held accountable for that. So I have to hold myself accountable for making any future mistakes, which would mean running back to these abusers, which is common. It's commonplace for people because they get scared and they go back to the things that they are familiar with. And if that's abuse, then it's abuse. And that's sad, but it's true. And that's why I knew that I needed to stop, running back to even my family. And I went out on my own, and I wanted to be away from the toxicity. So sometimes people say some really fucked up shit on my chat. I would say don't even bother to try to argue with them. If they're crazy, they're crazy. Leticia, you take your damn anger out on the wrong ones. You need to seek some kind of help. What do you mean? I know that you've been there to help and hurt me. Both of it all at once. I get that. But the fact of it is, why? Why? What's the purpose of that? Quit harassing me. You people are fucking deranged. And I love these phrases that I keep going back to. But you're being obnoxious. Completely. Oh, thanks for reminding me about my P.O. box. I'm supposed to fucking pay for a renewal for that. Thanks. I appreciate that. The few things, Yeah. Oops. Damn. Why am I so openly honest about this stuff? As I have no one to talk to. If I could just talk to somebody for a little while, for many, many hours, and then just chirp in their ear for a little bit, then I'll be quiet. I would just shut up for a while. But mostly you keep shoving me in front of a bunch of random people. I got scared. Everyone else got scared. Nobody wanted to hear it. And then I'm like, well, what do I do now? These are all facts, and I can't do shit about them. So I understand now not to even file shit, and not to even talk to people about certain things, and not to disclose things as I'm supposed to, which that's why I keep saying December 4th. Why? I just don't know what to say. And you guys could alter that reality for everyone anyway. It's not like why are you trying to incriminate me or incarcerate me for things that I didn't do? And it's not like that I'm trying to be playful. I'm not trying to just get one over on you. I'm not trying to be cute. I'm being honest, and it's irritating, and this voice comes out. And I can't help that I've gotten more high-pitched again, because when I was fat, you couldn't, it was very deep. My voice was a lot deeper. And now that I lost all the weight again, I sound like a fucking child. And I'm like, oh my God, not again. And then my fucking hair, oh my God, I'm reliving my fucking childhood. And I'm like, what the hell? Oh my God. I swear to Christ. That's why I thought this baby was going to be an adjustment. It was going to, alter my frame of reality, that it was going to shift me into a more adult role. But no, it forced me back into being a child again, because I'm like, okay, well, they took the baby. There's no reason to be responsible again. Just take care of yourself. Don't worry about anybody else. Don't care about what they do. It's none of my business. It's none of my business what anybody does. That's why I even tell the cops, please, I'm not doing anything. I'm none of your business. I didn't do it. You've got the camera footage to show you that. My God. I feel pretty good, though. I feel really good that I had all these fluids lately. And it's you can't get that even when you're in the hospital. You can't sit there and have the copious amounts of water that you need. Well, I was sad the first few days, so I had to fast. And that's normal. I fasted the day prior to giving birth, so that makes sense. And I asked people, I was like, is it normal to not feel hungry? But for me, it was normal because it felt like I was just so sick. And then even afterward, after having given birth, I was hungry at first, but then with the depression from having lost him, and I don't think that it's really postpartum. I don't really think I have postpartum. I have no ill will toward the child. I have no ill will toward, people in general. What happened happened. And it's going to be on them to have to answer for any repercussions that happen for him. So I'm pleased. I don't know why anybody wouldn't be pleased. At this point, you just can't argue. You can't argue with any of that. Thank you. I took the dress off immediately after I took those pictures because I only did it out of malice. Out of spite. I did it so that I could show off, okay, this is what happens prior. This is what happens afterward. This is the variations. This is what you see. So, everyone always contradicts themselves. What are you going to say? Is that a problem? I have no idea what's going to happen with him. Honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen with the baby. But what I was saying was I'm glad that I have my body back. And I'm glad that, everybody else has their bodies and they've got the baby's body. And having a body is a blessing, and being able to move is a blessing and a gift. And it's a gift to be able to breathe and move and function in the world around us, because I went many years even on the psychiatric medications where I couldn't physically even feel my body motions. I was so weak. I couldn't even lift my arms over my head. I couldn't wash myself. I couldn't reach in the areas that I needed to reach. I couldn't, and it was progressively getting worse due to the depression. So now I can do those things, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm stable yet mentally. I mean, yes, I get aggressive. Would I hurt anything? Probably not. Push me to the fucking point of having to hurt you, then yes, I'll probably hurt you. If it's a continual abuse, then yes, it's probably going to happen. Do babies abuse you? No. Babies don't abuse you. I would have had so much fun with that baby, and I guess that's why it was not my time right now. So it's just not my time to rest yet, to relax. So I'm fine. I don't know. I guess I handled this a lot better than most bitches would. I got bigger balls than most men, which is funny. But yeah, I'm surprised that everything went so well. She asked me if I wanted to cut the umbilical cord. I would have, but I was holding him, and I figured there's two people there. Why don't you just do it? And I was like, since you already forced me to be here, and I was like, do your fucking jobs. I don't want to do that shit. And I don't even want to I didn't want to cut him yet. I wanted to just keep him there until I passed the placenta. But no, they're assholes, and they were like, we got to do what we got to do. Whatever. I'm just a number, and so is your child. So, but yeah. And then I was saying too about, I was going to mention, I had gotten that message earlier today from my mother, but I was staring in my car and I was thinking about my mother because I found this hair, this long silver hair. It's my mommy's hair. I still love my mommy, even though she allowed me to go through so much. I still love her. I don't know what's wrong with me. I guess I'm just too compassionate with everyone. And I give them way too many chances to fucking hurt me. Which I'm not sure if it's my fault that I do that. I don't really think so. I think that it's mostly just I need a caregiver. Somebody that's going to help me realize that's abuse. You shouldn't talk to people like that, or you shouldn't listen to certain things. So, but yeah, I realize my mom's energy is all over my car because her fragments of her DNA are still here. And that's why I keep thinking about her too. So if I were to just clean my car and get out every bit of everyone else, I would probably be a lot better. The same thing with the energy from the baby stuff I purchased. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, if I'm just going to still drop it off, or if I'm going to try to be nice to those people. You've got everything you can afford for him. You don't need the shit that I bought. It's just trash anyway. Comes from toxic people, right? It's not a gift. It's just cursed articles that people get. They try to talk shit that it's not out of a loving um and I love my mom, but like I have to make sure that she's also protected too, so I have to make sure to detach. I have to make sure everyone knows that I love her, but then there also is that aspect of she did some shit to me, so I keep her at a distance, and I keep everyone at a distance because I don't want anyone getting hurt by knowing me. So that's the one thing. I know the more that you love something, the more that they'll demand of it, the more that they'll demand to steal it. Um, you know, they'll do anything and everything to try to hurt you. And I just show love where I can, whenever I can, if I can. People get really confused by that, but I try to find the lighter things in life because I've already lived through some shit and I already knew some shit was going down and I knew the progression of things. And some people thought I was crazy, but then I thought, no, you don't understand. You're not listening. You're not listening to them. You're not listening to them. And you're not listening to me because they told me to tell you to step the fuck back. So keep your fucking hands to yourself. But I'm trying really hard to just be good. I'm just trying. I'm gonna call and talk to my mom because it's better than dealing with a bunch of strangers right now. And I don't know why I'm so nice to people. I don't know why I give them so many opportunities to try to change. I don't. She made a comment in, with her message, and she said that she wasn't going to allow the toxicity anymore. And I was like, well, if you did change, then I would feel differently toward you. And I would love you more. But there's only so much I can offer. Even right now, all the pain and all the joy is is I'm just sort of, I want to say ambivalent, but really I don't know if that's the appropriate term for just sort of being benign about it, just being like just being, what is the word? I can't think of it right now. Where you feel as though apathetic. I'm apathetic toward the entire situation. I have no swayed emotions either way. It just is. Everything just is. So I have no ill will, no harsh feelings. You wanted the baby, you took the baby. Um, I don't I don't know what else to say or do. Just please leave me alone. Like, please just stop violating me. Um, I don't know what else to say or do aside from keeping away from everything that I had once loved and keeping away from anything that I might love in the future, because that might be taken from me at any moment also. And there's no reason for me to persuade anyone other into anything otherwise. So I'm very startled that you would play these games with me in particular. Very startled. I didn't realize that you hated me so much. I didn't realize that you despised me for telling you off and telling you the truth. It's not even out of a place, like a loving place, that you did that. And that's why I feel sorry for you, because you saw me as just a plaything. You saw me as just sort of an object, as something you could toy with, and something that wasn't going to interact with you and ever tell you off, ever argue with you, or ever prove what you're doing, prove that your abuse causes everyone to self-deprecate. So, and I'm trying. My word usage will get better once I have time to focus on myself and the things that I enjoy most. I pray you give me some time for that. I pray that you understand. I'm understanding that you own us. I understand that you own us and that we're just part of your property. And you say it wasn't that way, but it is ending up that way. So I get that. And I understand if you want to have a world of pleasure, then you have to go through a world of pain. And I didn't realize I was going through the tests or any of that, or if there were tests, or if it was just you being aggressive and I was just smiling through it. That's the sad part, is that I don't even know when it's abuse. It's just you guys were having fun and wondering when I was just going to catch on, wondering when I already had caught on. I had already known, but I just was waiting for you to do the right thing because I wanted to see if you were going to see if you were going to change, to see if you were going to get better. And I pray you do. I pray that you find that in your heart, in your space of being, to where you can actually feel again. Because I see where you're coming from. I see the apathy. I feel it. I feel the nothingness, the void, the all-encompassing it was on the tip of my tongue. Pervs. That's what she said. I want to just sort of say purgatory or limbo. That stage, that form where I'm in the in-between and I realize there's no reason to fight whatever you have progressing. There's no reason for it. Whatever you need to do, I'm with it. I just pray that I get some solace, some peace, some comfort prior to passing, prior to passing over to the void. I know that you were upset that I had too many emotions both ways. I wasn't stabilizing properly. And even the times where they were captured on video, that was an irritant for you because you thought I wasn't learning, you thought I wasn't evolving. And I've comprehended that there are some things, and I'm not aggressive right now, you know that. I'm not vindictive, I'm not being spiteful, I'm not being hateful. I understand that things happen for a reason, for your grander purpose, for the grander scheme of things, and I'm just playing along with it, although I'm not really sure why you didn't adjust my frame of mind so that I would have altered what had happened. I guess it all came to fruition as it should have, and is developing as it should have, or should for the future, and the storyline for this storyline. I really don't know who I am, though, to you people, to where you'd even take heed of my comments, that you'd even take heed of my letters and my responses. I guess you thought that I was something I wasn't, or maybe I am, and I didn't even know it. Maybe I'm something that either you wanted to try to see if you could get rid of, obviously, or if it were something that you could also share with, something that you could also... Years? How many fucking years has this been? Living in my car for 2 fucking years? Are we done yet? Like, I know I'm not supposed to get aggressive with you. I get that. Believe me, I understand. But come the fuck on. This is too ridiculous. And I'm trying to be comical about it, and I know some of you don't have a sense of humor. I get that. Please get one, because we all need a little bit of lightheartedness in order to deal with one another, and that's the only way we're going to manage, is by comprehending through humor a lot of times. And that's why even the things that I did comically in front of the mirror that you saw me doing with the whole, shaking my booty in certain ways and cracking up, I didn't realize you were being so offended. Stop being so offended by movements. I mean, I'm not trying to persuade anybody into anything, and you knew that. You just thought this girl is very odd. She stays to herself and has her own world. I don't know. It's the truth. And in my world, everyone is peaceful, and everybody is giving, and everybody is kind, and everybody is willing to go the extra, steps in order to help others in the world around them and any other life force. So that's where I stem from. That's why I don't like being aggressive. I don't like when I'm not being mindful. I don't like when I cut people off, or I'm, cutting them short, or trying to take from them in any way, or any of that. Even people offering to me has been something that I want to refuse. Not just out of personal pride, not because of my pride, because I do not want anyone else to be out if they don't have the extra resources. That's what upsets me, because I don't want anyone to go without if I can go without a little bit longer. And I've been very spoiled my whole life. I've been very privileged for being here in the U.S. But there are also that give and take. Everything comes at a price. So I get that. I understand. There is a price tag, and that's why that ticket either goes up or down depending on how good or bad you've been or in the world around you, how you reflect upon others, how you engage, how they perceive you, how they would remember you as your last, interaction. Most of the time I didn't engage, and a lot of times now I'm getting more attention than I had expected. I leave my life in your hands. You know that. You knew that from the moment I was bowing down to you, when I was fucking being zapped in the goddamn brain in that way. In that way. That hurt. That was painful. That was excruciating, and that's why I was lying on the floor, kicking my feet, because I couldn't get the vibration out of my fucking head. And you knew. You're like, yep. Yep. We were all like, yep. So, I love you. I still love you. I know that that's stupid, because you guys are being naughty still, and you just can't help it, because you want to see how much I can take, and I can take a lot more than normal, and that's why you encourage others still to take it out on me, and the majority of people don't want to, because they're like, that sweetie, no, she doesn't do anything wrong. And I'm glad and I'm grateful that some people actually choose not to, because it's like, I would never choose to. I would rather get hurt as opposed to allowing someone else to get hurt. And I know that there's a difference in that psychopathy. So I would like to learn more. I would like to help others with your grander intentions involved, of course. Whatever you need to unfold. I'm not being aggressive. I'm not trying to be less than compliant, less than cordial, less than considerate. But there are times where I need some breaths to refocus, or you end up with my seizures. And we don't need that. You know damn well that doesn't feel good for me, and I'm sure it doesn't look good to anybody else either. Not fun. Not fun. When you're having panic attacks like that, that's rough. I'm trying really hard to get over them. And you know that that's something where you're like, okay, well, if you are disabled, then you can't progress. If you cannot do that, then you're not up to our standards. I get that. I'm trying. So, and I understand our bodies are a privilege. This baby, I had offered, I gave back to the world around me, and that was a horrifying experience, completely. And to have him be removed in such a way, I get that. So, and I tell everyone I need to go through that pain, just like when I'm healing right now naturally. You all know that. So, I'm doing my best to show you that I can manage, that I'm healthy enough, kind of, but still aggressive. I'm still sort of defiant because I was raised around that. And I don't mean not to be compliant, but sometimes I get aggressive. And I know it's funny for some people, but that's why you zap me harder. Bzz, bzz, zap her harder. Do something. I can't help that I'm a weirdo, that I make people laugh too at the same time as making them cry and all of these other aspects and arouse them. I can't help that. There's something about my character that people are drawn to, people are curious about, that people want to engage with because there's something strange and different about me, and there's just a certain glow about me sometimes, a certain comfort that most people see or are able to see. I guess I better get off here though and call my mom to see if she's alright, see if everything's okay, if she needs me. Please just notify me of what's next. Just let me know. I just want to be prepared, and I know the next trial is coming, and I know that you have your intentions, and please, I do not want to go to jail. Why? Jesus Christ. And it's going to get so much worse. I've already told you, like, please. I know that you have your storyline to think about and that you need, certain aspects of it to be caught on camera, filmed for whatever purpose you need to alter it or adjust it if you need to. Either way, good or bad. I get that. You know how aggravating this is? Because it's not even my fault that this shit has come through. Like, those messages and everything like that. I'm just going to go around and say that shit. I'm just going to go around and just make believe. No, I am not even there half the time. But then I get moments where I'm consciously aware. And I'm like, whoa, I have to admit that's weird shit goes on. All right. So anyway, please just, I'm bracing myself for it, whatever's next. I just don't know what else to do or say. I wish you'd give me some credit as well as some, advice toward the future. And I wouldn't want to be trapped in any situation where it's a continual cycle of abuse. So if we can stop all this abuse, that'd be great. If we could just manage to let bygones be bygones and just whatever I need to do for you. I'm willing. Just please don't be spanking me on the bottom too badly. I don't really need that. So, I don't need all that whips and chains now. Come on now. And all that putting the cuffs on so tightly. Come on. I know that you can't actually do cruel and unusual punishment and get caught in certain ways, but still, I make light of these things, but I'm like, come on now. I've had enough. We all know. Some dues need to be paid. And I'm like, ugh, why does it come down to that? I thought you were just going to bring her back. I thought you were just going to give me back my things. I thought that... It's so weird how I've been able to detach and not cry about this stuff anymore. I feel so happy. And that does seem manic, but I'm not being manic, obviously. I'm talking to you directly, and I'm trying to express to you, I still love you. That's weird. I feel good today. Please stop harassing me. And stop using that word against me. If I don't love people that are abusing me, I mean, I do, because I'm crazy, but then I don't like that. You need to stop it. You need a spankings. God. I'm trying to be nice, and I'm trying to be funny about this, but at the same time, this is just my persona. This is just the way I interact with others, and you know that. It's like, please, calm the fuck down. You sit down and keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times. This roller coaster is getting out of control. You know? You know what I mean? I don't know why you listen to me. Why? And how many people actually are listening to me? That's weird. That's weird. I mean, I understand that you understand, we all understand, we're all understanding of it, and why you need to stop. Rehab, though? Like, at least stick me in fucking rehab instead of a fucking goddamn psych ward in a goddamn fucking prison or whatever. At least that. Why do you want me to stop smoking? Why is it such a fucking damning thing? I get I have to go without. I get it. But Jesus Christ, can we have not some semblance of comfort prior to having to detach from the things we love most? Sometimes we don't get that. I get it. I get it. But can we just stick with a fucking rehab as opposed to anything else and make up your goddamn bullshit of whatever? I'm over it. Just give me some proper food too. Somewhere where there's actual nice food. I do not want to be fucking pooping yellow. That's fucking horrifying. And you know it's going to make it worse on me psychologically and physically. And you've already got your fucking documentations, all your blood work, all that stuff. What's going on? Am I contaminated with something that I don't know? Did they give me something that I wasn't supposed to have? I told you. Don't be doing that shit. I told you. Don't do that shit. Especially when people that are more aware. That's what the fuck. So anyway, I still love you. Think you're crazy, but that doesn't mean I love you any less. Same thing with the concept with my family and all of that. Doesn't mean you're not crazy. You're going to tell me I'm crazy for calling you crazy, but... And I know I should cover my breasts. I know that this is not necessarily ladylike, but what am I to do at this time? I have nothing better to do, and I have no spouse. What am I supposed to do? I want a spouse, but not just any spouse. One that I can control. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But seriously, men are stupid. Men are stupid. Not all of them. Not some in the upper class, I'm sure. Oof. Oof. That noise I made on that video that I made. I cracked up. You saw how funny I thought it was. That is so funny. You guys are so funny. I love you so much. I really do. I love you. I hope you guys have a really good week too. I really do. I'm actually really grateful that you allow me this time of freedom right before anything. This is very comfortable. I am very sad about my baby though. You know I'm very sad. You know I'm taking this very well. And I'm taking it very lightly. And I shouldn't be. I should be freaking out. But I'm trying. Because I know that he's at least alive. So that's the one thing that's giving me some comfort. At the very least. And it's like I understand that there are times where you have to just be watchful from a distance. And love and care for them because you might have put them at risk or whatever by interacting. So I get that. I understand that. And we're still at war with some things that I still don't even comprehend yet. So I'm grateful that you allowed me to stay alive and you sustained me and you financed me. That was nice. I had a really fun time traveling too, and I really am sorry that I've been so avoidant of work. But if you place efforts into whatever, if you tell me whatever I need to do, then of course I'll do it. I'll work on it, and I'll become whatever decent enough for you, if not better than what you expected. And I know that I've already impressed you with a lot of the things that I do, which are like horrifying because you're like, wow, you're not that cute. You're cute, but why is it coming from you, of all people? And I guess we're both just lucky. We're both just lucky. I'm so weird looking, but just weird enough to be exactly what you needed? I don't know. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know if it's exactly what you needed, but it's something, at least better than nothing, better than a lot of the majority. So, I mean, we can work with what we got to work with. That's all I can say. When you finally wake up and you're like, okay, give me a job to do then. Fine, I'll do the task just so I can see him. You know? So, and that's kind of bad though. Don't use that stuff against people. I would do it willingly because I understand that my life is in your hands and you gave me, what's the word? Well, aside from leniency, but you gave me an opportunity to share. You could have, I understand in jail and everything that happened after. You were giving me an opportunity to try and to advance and to prove my worth. And I'm grateful that you gave me the time. And I feel very privileged for that, honestly. Just the time to be able to express myself further and to work on the things that I enjoy, which I'm sure I enjoy a lot of things that I haven't even tried yet, and I would like the opportunity to do that. I would like the opportunity to help, and whatever I can do, whatever is manageable for me and my ridiculousness. But you know I'm serious when I need to be. Just make sure that, and I know I need to be sober for some aspects of it. I get that. But sobriety sucks. I'm gonna smoke weed for a while. Just whatever. Like, I know, and I know the traumatic events, and people are like, wow, you just went through some trauma. Engaging with the facts, that's traumatic. Engaging with the truth of the matter, that's traumatic. So, that's why I give you my heart, you know? And I told you that. And I explained that to you, that I'm trying, that I know I may not be the most capable for everything, but that doesn't mean that if you didn't give me the time to relax and focus and work on these things, that I wouldn't be exactly what you needed for whatever certain circumstance. So, and no, I'm not trying to be publicized in that manner either, because I know. So, do what you need to do. You saw me stomping around in the woods that day, just raising my fists like, what the fuck, man? You already knew. I was talking to you. So, there I go talking to the aliens again. God, through the electronics. What am I thinking? Disclosing my insanity. I must be schizophrenic. You guys are so funny too. I love you. I love you so much. You have no idea. Please stop with all that nonsense as well. Can I just have that one individual? Jesus, I've been praying for that. And I know I can't physically have him right now, but I would really like to just be with someone. And you know, just that one piece. Just that one piece. But then, of course, the children. I worry about the children. I created children. I created life. It survived outside of my womb. What? What? Are you serious? Me? No. No. Couldn't be. I was walking around the grocery store a while ago. You saw that, right? And how everybody was like flirting with me without knowing that they were really like they were just... That was odd. It must be my titties full of milk. And dudes are like, they can smell it without even knowing that they're smelling it. That's weird. Even the sushi guy. And I was like, and he was just so happy. I think people become infatuated with me because I'm just so down to earth. And I try not to be like too rude about stuff. Very nice. Too nice. A majority of the time. So it's the perfect disguise. The perfect disguise. Because I'm really evil. And we all know that. We all know that. So, I love you very much. I hope you guys have a good week. I'm doing really well. I'm glad that you're watching him. Still angry that my tits hurt, though. That's not fair. Why should I have to go through this? Why should I have to... just let me know what I need to do next, because I'm game for either thing, I guess. Whatever. Whatevs. Whatever you force me into doing. As long as I can... work a job. Work a job. You need to get a job. Yes, I do. But not just any menial fucking trash job. Thanks. But no thank you. I'd rather educate myself and go through some exams and whatever you need. Whatever you need to finish processing. God. And stop being so comical and emotional. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Day 4. Or is it 5 now? Day 5. I'm actually a lot tougher than most bitches, I bet. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's because when you already sustain damage, all these HP, then, like, yeah, I'm telling you. Bring it. Bring it! No, not right now. Not prison. No, no, no. That couldn't be the worst. No. Then you house me and I get to sleep all the time? And I get to sluttily flirt with the fucking guards? And then tell my story to people? No. And then draw all the time? No. Calm down. Calm down. That's inhumane. Why? I love you so much. All right. Have a good rest of your day. I'm going to get off of here and smoke and then go probably take a leak somewhere. Take a leak. I took this huge dookie this morning. I like saying the most filthy things. I couldn't imagine why anybody would want to watch me, honestly, or to listen to me. I say the most disgusting things. And also, based on reality, based on fact, based on truth, based on a true story. Ah, you're silly. You're silly. Why am I this way? Why was I created just so perfectly? Why am I so perfect? I'm just playing. Why am I so perfect? I just can't even. I feel flushed. Why does God love me so much? Why do you love me so much, God? just, I felt all flushed with fever. Wait. I felt so flushed with fever, embarrassed by the crowd. I heard what was the words again? He took my letters and read each one out loud. I wish I could sing just on point like that, but I'm still nervous that people will listen to me. I do it in private, it sounds pretty decent. I do it in front of the camera, still nerve-wracking. I still need to practice on getting my voice and adjusting it and being able to fluctuate. More practice. Why am I practicing that? I'm really not sure. I guess it's just something to do. Something to do. I'm getting off here. It's been enough time. I love you very much. I feel much better. I think my videos are gonna stop being so lengthy now. I feel like I can manage now on my own. Not too bad. You did good, kid. Alright, September 4th, 2022, Leticia calling Servin. I hope everyone has a blessed week, and stop being weird, and quit talking crazy also. I love you. God loves you too. I love you. Have a good day, everyone. Mwah.